Yeah, it's Big Mac Damskull here today. I just thought I'd do a quick update for you, really. This morning I've seen that Idic Beer's done a shout out for me, so thank you very much, Nick. I've already said thank you in the comments and that. But yeah, I've got a bit of a cold at the minute, so if I sniff or cough at all, I apologise. I'll try and edit it out, but I might be too lazy to do that. We all know I'm pretty lazy. So, yeah, with regards to, let's talk about Idic Beer's Terrain Square Circle competition. I've put a bit of sand on the base to texture it, and then next stage is the painting stage, so there should hopefully be another video up for that this week. Might try and get it base coated today. Undercoated, base coated, undercoated, primed. Yeah, so this weekend I went down to Derby to see my friend David, and we played a couple of games. He played his Space Wolves and myself, I played Orcs, and he won. We played two games. We played one at night, which was like a 1,000-point game, and then we played one in the morning, just a quick 300-point game. He won the 1,000-point game, I won the 100-point game. We incorporated a bit more terrain this time than last time because we're both returning to the hobby. We like to step it up each time we play. The first game we played was just all the games out of the Stormclaw starter set when we got back into it. So we've been stepping it up since then each time we've played, and yeah, we've had more terrain this time rather than just shooting each other off the battlefield. It's a bit with orcs, if you've not got terrain, you're going to die pretty quickly because most armies have, even if you take heavy armor, most armies have weapons that are AP4, and they can take you out pretty quickly. But yeah, so the first battle, he had Bjorn the Fell-Handed. He had a Wolf Lord, and it was a formation, I think, from the Space Wolves book. I think it might have been the Company of the Great Wolf formation or something like that. And you can take up to your troops. Your requirement is 3 elites rather than 3 troops. So we had 3 elite squads there, and I took Mad Dog Grotznik with 3 Meganobs in a truck, and 2 squads of 20 boys. I didn't take a knob, which was a mistake because they failed in like the second or third turn. One of the squads failed a morale test, and then they ran back, and then they ran back again off the board. And then the same squad did that a few turns later. Sorry, the second squad did the same a few turns later is what I should say. And yeah, so that's, you're learning the hobby and in the games that you play. So that's something I'll not do again, is unless I can't afford a knob. But I was doing I did kill saws with my Mega Knobs, so I put a lot of points into my Mega Knobs, and they were good in the game. They were quite survivable. But when I've only got a 1,000-point force, I probably should have put some more points into the other units. The Meganobs and Grotznik I took in the truck, and the Meganobs have a 2+ armor save, and then Grotznik gives them a feel no pain, so it's a 5-up saving throw. They got 2 wounds each as well, so it makes them really survivable. And of course they were in a truck, so until they got out of the truck, they weren't going to get shot anytime soon. He took Beyond the Fell-Handed. I had a Gorkanaut as well, me, with 2 mechs inside. But the turn Bjorn came in, he destroyed the Gorkanaut basically. So I couldn't use the mechs to recover any of the hull points. I think in theory I prefer the Morkanaut over the Gorkanaut. The Morkanaut's got a custom force field, so it gives you a 5-up invuln save. And that's an invuln save. Whenever you can get an invuln save on a vehicle, I always think that's really good. Yeah, so Gorkanaut was destroyed by Bjorn, and then the Meganobs, which I had specifically to take on any units that I thought were going to be tough to kill, like Dreadnoughts. I really wanted them to get to Bjorn, but the Thunderwolves were quickly closing in on my force. My friend took Thunderwolves. It took Thunderwolves, a unit of Wolfguard Terminators and a unit of Wolfguard, I think. And then, yeah, so I decided to take on the Thunderwolves with the Meganobs. which was good. It went quite well. And then he had his HQ, which was Harold Deathwolf. So it went well, and then I don't really remember it 100%, as you can probably tell from my vague description of this battle. But basically, the Megnobs did well. This is what I learned. The Megnobs did well. Take a knob with your boys. And I don't know, just it's going to be easier in bigger games, obviously, because I can take more units and have more to focus his fire on. Whereas in the smaller games, you can, even with an elite force, you can focus your fire and take out units. Like if I had a Gorkanaut and a battle wagon, for example, he'd have had to choose between the two which to take out with Bjorn. But because I only had one big, strong vehicle, he kind of, he had to go for that with Bjorn, and it worked out well for him. The battle in the morning was, like I said, 300 points battle. I think we both ended up with 298 points, which was quite handy. David took, what did he take now? I think he took a unit of Grey Hunters, and it was just an unbound battle. But yeah, he took a unit of Grey Hunters and a unit of, maybe Wolfguard? I'm not entirely sure. And he took an HQ as well, I think. A Wolf Lord he must have taken. And I took a blob squad of... No, he only had 2 units, so he must have taken a unit of Grey Hunters. No, unit Grey Hunters and a unit of Longfangs, that's what he took. And then I took a blob squad of boys with heavy armour, a knob this time, and a pain boy to give them feel no pain. So yeah, I won that one. I won it by 1 model in the end, and it was the knob that survived at the end. Just that extra rune gives you like that little bit more survivability that you need sometimes. We did get some of the rules wrong in the first battle, and we didn't use difficult terrain rules because we kind of ignored it in the first turn, and then we thought, oh, there's actually some rules for moving through difficult terrain, so we read them, and then we used them in the next battle in the morning. And yeah, it's tricky when you're learning the game again. It's tricky remembering all the rules, so that's why we've just been adding the little rules in. Like last time we played Psykers where we hadn't played Psykers before, and that added a whole other phase, but we didn't play Psykers this time. So yeah, it was altogether it was quite interesting. I was running across I ran across the battlefield. First 2 turns around, the 3rd turn I decided to shoot, which I shouldn't have done really, but I wanted to try and take out some of his Longfangs. I managed to get 1 of them, but there was still 3 left shooting at me. So yeah, he took the Longfangs thinking I might take a vehicle, I think, but obviously I didn't take a vehicle, so he had 2 missile launchers though, so they could have used their frag missiles a lot. I think he chose to use crack missiles sometimes, but that was to negate the feel no pain really. And what did he have? Plasma? No? He had a las cannon, 2 missile launchers and a heavy bolter in the Longfangs, and then the Longfang Ancient. Yeah, so I ran the first 2 turns, I shot in the 3rd turn, and then I made a charge in the 4th turn, I think. And then we actually ended up playing to like 9 turns, simply because it might not have been 9 turns, it might have been 7 turns actually. Because we play until we kill each other. Next time we go down there, we're going to use one of the scenarios from the rulebook, be it a Maelstrom of War scenario or an Altar of War scenario. Is that what they're called? I think so. Yeah, so we'll have some objectives there. We'll probably, to keep it simple, probably use an Altar of War one first, just so it's the objective points are scored at the end. And Maelstrom we might try in the second battle or something. But, with Maelstrom, it gives you... If one force is just going to shoot the other one off the table, it kind of balances it a bit as well, I think, because you've got a good chance of just getting to an objective and getting some points for it, rather than having to destroy a unit completely. Say I take a unit of 30 boys, he doesn't then have to try and destroy that unit of 30 boys with his squad of 5 Longfangs or something like that. So Maelstrom can really even it out, but it does, other times it seems kind of random when I've watched it on battle reports. But yeah, that's what I got up to this weekend. We also went to the Burton Albion game. They played Oldham. Burton Albion top of League One at the minute, and Oldham are like 4th from bottom. But it was 0-0. It was pretty boring. Burton played pretty badly. Apparently, a lot of the fans were saying that whenever they're on Sky, they play badly, and it was on Sky. So, yeah. Other than that, I've not done much. I've been sorting out my hobby space. So at the minute, I'm taking everything from downstairs, from in the dining room, to moving it all upstairs now into the gaming room, because I've not really been making proper use of that room. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. And yeah, my mate lives in Derby, like I said at the start of the video. And Craig Kablams also lives in Derby. So next time I'm down, I might try and see him. If he wants to, that is. If you want to, Craig. And see if he wants a game of Go Kamorka, because I've got Orcs. He's sent me a link to the rules today on Facebook. And if not, he is getting back into 40k, I think, as well, with his Dark Eldar. So, you know, the options are... There's two options. It's not quite endless, but yeah, the options are there. So let me know in the comments, Craig, if you fancy that. And I will see you on the battlefield.